Hello everybody and welcome to game 2 of the bronze match, the third place games for the Ultimate Team Tournament 2. We have, again, playing on the south side of Eindhoven country, it is Devm playing as the Soviets and his teammate Luvnest as the British forces. They're going to be up against Brosras playing as the Austere in the north and his teammate Artavick. Obviously Brosras and Artavick just losing the last game. They played very, very well, but they were not able to deal with the very aggressive late game tank pushes from Luvnest and Devm. And we see from Luvnest and Devm, they've already picked their commanders, exactly what they did when they played as Axis. They're going to be going for Mobile Assault Regiment, presumably for the land mattress, and Devm for Guard Motor Coordination Tactics. Pretty good actually. Hope to see some T-34, T-5s flanking with the mark target. And we're just going to see what Brosras and Artavick go for. I think in the past they've actually played a combination of Jaeger Armor Doctrine and Overwatch Doctrine. But we'll see what happens. A nice aggressive start here from Artavick straight to the fuel point. Obviously they've got to connect fuel up to actually get any benefit from this, but they might at the very least just deny fuel to the allies for a very short period of time. And quite nice of Devm there just to come and lend a helping hand before he continues his push up the center of the map. Interesting engagement to watch actually. Stern Pioneers have the cover bonus, but Tommies actually have the muscle here. Sensible, I think, of Artavick to retreat from that engagement.
Ready for action.
Look at that flank there. Beautiful flank from Devm. Brosras losing the MG42 there. And actually this is really nice because Devm's going to be able to capture a lot here. Bringing his conscripts right up to enemy territory. And instead of going for the fuel point, he'll probably want to try and go for this strategic point to decap the resources quicker. But that's not going to happen. Artavick is there to help.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Yeah, you look at this and this is a really rough start for Axis. I think they're actually going to lose a lot of territory in the start of the game.
The enemy has broken our supply
They've gone for a second machine gun to try and stop all of the infantry flanks.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Really, it's how much effort Brosras is having to put onto the west side of the map, something that is normally a given for Axis at the start of the game. Meanwhile, of course, you see that Luvnest has been able to take complete control of the right-hand side of the map.
We have a fresh
Allies currently on double fuel. And I'm sure actually with a really good fuel advantage, we'll see Luvnest and Devm play the light vehicles. We did see a third game yesterday where I think it was Hooligan and Refero had a huge fuel lead at one point in the game. They decided to wait for tier 4 and that backfired as Axis just dominated the kind of middle section of the game with light vehicles. And I'm sure Luvnest and Devm will be hot and attacking. There is a mine there actually, hard to see, but it is there. I will just, I don't normally answer things that happen chat during a live game, but I did just see someone say, why do we never see Ostwinds? It's mainly because of buffs that have been happening to tier 4 for Austere. Tier 4 now greatly improves Austere infantry. It's much cheaper to reinforce grenadiers, there's 10% less to reinforce support weapons, and they capture faster. So Austere in the late game with tier 4 is very good. And also when you look at units like the Brumba, they had their armor increased. And they're just so effective anti-infantry that it's generally better. Even for Austere commanders, a lot of the heavies require tier 4 anyway for you to get the heavy out, so just a no-brainer I think for Austere players to choose that, and the OKW player in team games is just fitting around that tier 4 build. A lot going on at the moment, just super aggressive from the Axis now. And absolutely love to see this. It's a tough position to play from when you have been forced off of the map so brutally at the start of the game. But I have a lot of stamina to keep up these engagements. And it looked like they were perhaps going to take large portions of the map then. The problem is that they're not actually defending the map when they take it. They're overextending a little bit. And that means that they're having to retreat in large numbers. And they're just going to lose all of that ground again.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Here's the tier 3 for Devm. You can just see at the moment they're really trying hard to get double fuel into the bank. I absolutely don't blame them. Quiet at the moment. Mechanized regiment for Artavick. Really not seeing battle grouper from OKW anymore, mainly because the Puma is so essential to countering light vehicle play from the allies early on. We do see that Luvnest has got the AEC. I'm very sure Devm is going to be going for a T70 in pretty much a second. You can always see Devm. He's so good with calculating resources. You could just see him waiting for the fuel to hit 70 there. Immediately clicked. This is going to be a really good loadout, actually, on the map. We'll just have a look at the Axis resources. The Puma is in build, so actually they're not doing too badly. Company of Heroes is a kind of a strange game for resources, because whilst you do have fuel points, which are plus 5 fuel, sorry, plus 7 fuel. I mean, when you look at the strategic points, you still get pretty much the same fuel just by capping 2 strategic points, of which it's faster to cap strategic points and there's more of them. So actually, resources tend to be balanced even when one team has kind of like more of those heavy resource points. That's obviously allowed Artavick to get the Puma out in still a pretty decent time. Puma's just changing targets and fighting the AEC. Now it's coming for the T70. A lot of mines, by the way, in the center of the map here. So they're actually, I think, predicting Axis to be aggressive as they were a few minutes ago. Actually, a lot of mines, really. And there's flamethrowers on Brosras' Pioneers. I don't know what we've got on the Stern Pioneers. I'm not sure if they have the support package for minesweeping. Either way, Puma's got to be really careful, because if they do go in without minesweepers and that Puma tries to chase down one of the light vehicles and being snared against the AEC is pretty much a death sentence.
Your orders, comrade.
Just seeing AT now come out from Brosras. I'd say this is quite late. AT at 10 minutes. The T70 and AEC is kind of been left to drive quite far up the map. I don't think Devm particularly threatened there. AT gun is just missing. It's right at max range. The T70's got enough time to deal with the MG42. We've also got conscripts there in green cover, doing a really good job of firing back whilst under suppression. Here we go. Yes, so Artavick does have the support package. Luvnest, so sneaky. Just watch him as he goes around to try and deal with this MG34. And it's actually all the models are grouped up quite close together. No matter how quick you are with your reflexes, you are never going to avoid that. Great play from Luvnest. Element of surprise, really key in this game. You want to make sure that the first time that unit becomes unstealthed, it has massive impact. And he absolutely has. So few resources coming in for Axis at the moment. Reduced now to just plus 20 fuel income. Just cannot get these territories connected. We see the strategic points are all decapped. Even on the right hand side, actually, it is connected, but Luvnest was trying to disconnect it there. Boomer is just hasn't been able to really have the effect it wanted to at any moment. Artavick has already swept a few mines. He just cannot risk diving that unit. The best it's going to be able to do right now is just to keep defending against the T70 and the AEC side to side. Boomer's been really inaccurate actually so far. Nice Ura from Devm, putting serious pressure on the MG42. I'm really surprised that Brosras still allowed that to set up. Really surprised he didn't keep that unit running. Perhaps he just wasn't there at the right time. We have got a Panzer IV now in the build for Brosras. There is a Stuka that's just come onto the field for Artavick, so they're starting to get that build now that has been so good on Eindhoven for starting to clear support weapons, locking down some of the map that Axis have. They're just so far behind on resources. So a quick look at Luvnest. He's right up at company command post at the moment. Devm has gone for his tier 4 building, so we'll be waiting probably for a T-34-85 to come out. Actually, a Katusha is going to be the builder. Don't argue with that at all. It's a good decision.
We have a new Panzer IV. The enemy is taking our territory.
Luvnest is just kind of Sim City at the moment, relaxing. He's got a really defensive play going on here. Look at the mining that's going down right now. There's 4 mines on the map alone there. Panzer IV has just been sighted. Luvnest is actually building a Cromwell. There's not going to be a change from Devm. His Katusha should hit the field. No problems. So much work has to be done by Axis here. That being said, they have had very good control of VPs at the start of the game. So the VPs right now, as they stand, they are even. There is still time to make up for this. T70, that's a really bad situation. Puma just needs one shot. T70 goes down. Very unfortunate. We saw in game 1 how useful the T70 was on a map like this when it could be in recon mode with its veterancy sight buffs. Losing that unit is a big deal for Devm. Great pickup from Axis. What are we seeing here? Katusha.
Still have 300 points remaining.
First shot may clip a couple of models from the Volks Grenadiers. I think we're going to see anything too spectacular from that. Devm's positioning of infantry here was just great. Don't think it was possible for the MG42 to actually manually pin all 3 of those squads. Great support from the AT gun. Cromwell, first appearance, I think, on the right-hand side. Pick out the Puma. Can we see a ground attack shot from Luvnest? These commandos been so good for Luvnest. Beautiful grenade there, anticipating the retreat.
An emplacement is being attacked.
It's dangerously close to the Katusha, I think. Devm not phased at all by that. Actually, he might be nearly ready for a counter shot. AC poking its head into Axis lines. I think it's actually looking for the Stuka, but actually finds the Puma in a pretty weak position. The Panzer IV, you can see on the map there, is coming in to try and help deal with this.
Armored vehicle gone.
Cromwell should be able to deal with this Volks Grenadier. It had some changes to the coaxial MG in recent patches, so it is more effective. But not prepared to chase it down. There we go, gets it with a cannon shot right at the end. And good job too. With the Katusha in the middle there, forcing off the AT. I'm just going to check out what's happening on the left, because it's even taking the medium vehicles, the Panzer IV, to actually keep allies off of the left VP. That unit is desperately needed in other places on the map right now.
We're losing a capture point.
I do just want to point out Brosras building the sniper. We have got a commander choice from Brosras now. He's actually gone for elite troops doctrine. So we have the potential to see a Tiger Ace in this game. Perhaps more importantly, the vehicles are going to be able to smoke now, which I think they'll find very valuable if they do start trying to flank. It's a late retreat of the Grenadiers. Easy squad wipe there for Devm. Oh, actually, just missed this.
Trying to take one of our points.
AT gun looks like it decrewed the Panzer IV.
New land mattress ready to go.
Are they going to capture this? Oh no. Well, I'll be surprised if they can get this out. Especially with the Puma coming over. There's absolutely no way they want to let that into the hands of the allies will actually serve as some really nice XP for the Puma, so not the worst way to lose a Panzer IV, really. Really didn't think those two AT guns would be allowed to just damage the Panzer IV that way. That was surprising. Such a beautiful play again from Luvnest with these infiltration commandos. Just deadly. Abandon, of course, is an interesting feature. I guess the idea is that it's incredibly difficult to get that vehicle back to base. Nevertheless, when it does happen, it's very negative and not very encouraging of players to do deep dives with their vehicles into enemy bases. Looking so dicey for Axis now. They're left with 3 strategic points to give their entire resource income into the game. Still have the VPs to deal with the situation, but I don't think we're going to be seeing a Tiger Ace very soon. Artavick still hasn't picked a commander yet. Where is that Stuka going? Actually, that was a Katyusha on the right hand side.
Redouble your efforts. We are down to 200 points. The squad of pioneers has arrived.
We're seeing a tier structure come in for Brosras, for Artavick, one of the SWSs. It's really, really late. Really, really late to be getting those late vehicles out. Could be picking up some nice squad wipes here. They're so unlucky not to be able to take the last bit of health down there, but I'm sure that Artavick with the squad on the retreat path is going to be able to. Important wipe. Conscripts down for Devm. Really just waiting to see what Artavick could bring out of tier 4 right now. He's also got to upgrade the thing. Sort of squad wipe in the center. That sniper is being a bit too ballsy. And actually, conscripts are not going to get suppressed there. There's so much medium cover from the Katyusha barrages. They were able to survive that first burst. Katyusha very well placed on any of the units that will be coming in to try and support that machine gun, the T-3485 that Devm was building. Just fresh on the left-hand side. They actually cannot get that Pack 40 over here. The Katyusha just stunted that completely. It's very slow, but Axis are just ending up more and more back into their base. They're spread out along a long line to the west from their base. Some units trying to defend in each territory. And Artavick, poor Artavick, isn't even able to bring some units over from the right to help because he's having such a hard time just holding Luvnest off. Mortar pit. Crazy range, really.
Ready for action.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Well, allies are about to drop to 100 VPs.
Defensive anvil tactics are
You
ready
certainly
to be used
can't
by all units.
blame Brosras and Artavick from being a bit
Cherry's
tired
only
after
got
game
100 points
1.
left.
They've had a really
Capture
bad
point
start
is
to
being
this game.
overrun.
Luvnest, of course, with his land mattress. Yoster really doesn't want to retreat through this, but of course the Katusha is going to come on top of the Pioneers, and the retreat path is not safe either. It's really, really difficult. There's a Panzerwerfer as well, trying to counter a little bit. Actually wipes the Maxim. But it really means nothing in comparison to what the Katusha and the land mattress have just done. Luvnest is perhaps not in the point there, just to stop the decapping. Look at this positioning from the infiltration commandos. Every single time. And come out with the grenades and just wipe a squad.
The enemy are attacking an
Imagine how
emplacement.
frustrating that is to deal with.
They're attacking our flank!
Actually, there's a potential here for Artavick
Land mattress
to
from
kill
the artillery crew have been killed.
the infiltration commandos here, but Luvnest comes in to push the squad around with the Cromwell. Beautiful play from Luvnest there, just making sure he doesn't lose that valuable unit. We still don't have a commander pick from Artavick. He is going for a Panzer IV. Just wasn't prepared to wait for anything like a Panther. And that really does, I think, show how desperate Brosras and Artavick are right now.
We have 50 points remaining.
50 points remaining. Katusha's going to come in and deal with the support weapons. They're already having trouble actually grouping both of them together. It isn't the best idea against this Katusha. The Katusha as well has been able to get up quite close range because of the two T-3485s that are just sitting there. The Katusha even perhaps more effective than it would usually be. There really is no chance for Axis to get on top of the
25
VPs
points
here.
remaining.
Tank commander awaiting next. The enemy's down to their last 10 points. Tally ho!
And there we go. I think Brosras and Artavick, quite rightly, 4 VPs, just going to throw in the towel there and say, let's pick it up for game 3. But GG, what a strong showing from Luvnest and Devm.